Hello, welcome everyone. Real quick, big news today on the open. President Trump tweets out that there's a big deal, big deal with China coming. The market reacted positively. Many of you are familiar with my work and my indicators on TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform. If not, plenty of YouTube videos to go check that out. The PPS indicator is a momentum indicator that gives us paints arrows on the picture. Person's pivot indicator here is we use two different time frames for day trading. I like daily, of course, and when the markets hold pivot, that's a bullish sign. We had a breakout news right here. This is a 1 hour chart. We've got upside resistance up here, which is the weekly person's pivot. So between 77, which was the prior week's pivot resistance, and this week's weekly pivot resistance. And the reason I'm looking over there is because you're being recorded on a different monitor. So bear with me. What to do now? That's what this video is about. What to do now? This is, if I squinch, and I'm going to change this over to a 4 hour. All right, here we go. So basically, we're looking at a kind of a you can see it right here. There's a concentration of targets in the market right now between last week's pivot, which it never hit the objective, and right now it looks like the market's trying to tap into that resistance zone. So is this now time to trade up in here on the long side? No, it's not. But at any time a market has such a dynamic breakout, generally it'll digest the move a little bit, and I would suggest that we'll probably chop and probe this high, and the objective is met more than likely here in the S&Ps for the time being. I'm not saying to go net short this market, but now's not the time to add new longs, except for in a few spaces, which you guys know we've already put it out there for you. Energy, time to get an energy. So we got a great move here in XOP, up 3%. We've put this out on YouTube, showed you our newsletter, the kind of work that we do. We pointed out about Wayfair. I mean, it was in the low 80, 79 before we had the PPS buy signal and a breakout over person's pivots. That was the buy signal 83. Now we're trading at 90. So call options in Wayfair, pretty decent. We told you about Amazon. Doesn't do much this month. I consider a $9 upside move in the Amazon with a nothing. ConocoPhillips, our long position there. And again, let's double check here real quick. Let's maximize this. What's the concept? Well, it wasn't the fact that we were looking for a daily buy on a close greater than 6103, which we got better than, and that was the PPS buy above pivot. So when a market gives you a buy signal above pivot and breaks out above older resistance, that is a tremendously strong indication. In addition, we started to see relative PMC strength accompanying that move. Now let's take a look at the daily chart real quick, and you will see, wow, look, we were looking at buying relative strength, and that's the PMC indicator. So once again, if you go over here to studies and you go to add a study, it's my name. PMC is the relative strength tool, and we got a lot of people following this indicator in the Thinkorswim community. This is a dynamic tool that works specifically geared towards equities versus the S&P's comparative relative strength. This is not that relative strength price-based oscillator. This is a percent change indicator, and we'll have another lesson on that. You can join our trading room, or you can come visit our website and look for more courses and information on how to take advantage of this knowledge. But the indicator basically suggests when it outperforms relative to the overall market, and you get an upside with volume, as I like to teach. And look, right here, simple thing. So back here on November 20th, a daily close greater than weekly pivot with a buy signal and improved relative strength, that's a buy signal. And until your buy signal is violated or the breakout bar's low is violated, you stay long. And where do you add? When you get the same type of situation, and that's why we have ConocoPhillips in our staple of long positions. Monster Beverage, we brought that to your attention. Nordstrom's, we brought, anyway, I guess I could sum it up real quick and just bring into focus, if I may, here, the weekly thoughts. And you can currently see our positions in the market. So basically, we're long ConocoPhillips. We added to ConocoPhillips from last week. We had an email alert. We bought it Monday on the lower open, so we added to that position. Very nice. We have the bull call spread. These are, I mean, we took a long stock, took the profit, bought a call spread in Nordstrom's. We're in a long call spread in the Russell. We're looking for the Russell to finally outperform relative to the S&Ps, and that's happening today. XOP, we bought in XOP. Long options. We got options in XOP, both the 22, the 24, so we're well positioned for energy. And we got rid of some, Regions Financial. We took a 9% profit on that this week per an email and a tweet that you may have seen. So I think we're very well positioned for anticipating this move per what the indicators suggested. So the other question that we typically get right now, so let's not close everything. So the other question we get is what's going on with the trading room? And if we go over and look at our Algo room today, unbelievable. I mean, the Algo room, as you can see, we've got the gold. We've got, yesterday we had hit big on a crude oil trade yesterday. It really knocked the ball out of the park. Today, the Algo optimizer caught in a super long position. You can see the ES right here. This is the Algo optimizer. This is what we run in the trading room. It catches along, puts the stop in that red line, already took out half the profit. Now it's trailing the balance. These little lines that you see here, those are the stops. This is the 5-minute model that I posted on the YouTube with the Algo optimized settings a week ago. So you may want to revisit that with our settings and what the strategy is. And then today, you can see here, gold. It captured a reversal, went short, and that's the power of this. I mean, think of it. How do we miss trades as individual retail traders? We're looking left, we do something, we grab a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden, boom, the market moves. If you can use a product like the Algo 17, you will not miss these moves that you're seeing in the market. And I mean, that's the most frustrating thing, to be sitting there in front of your screen as a trader, or maybe the minute you walk away and boom, you wanted to be long, you would take a breakout, you wanted to get short, you would have taken a breakdown, but you weren't there for that precise second. And then by the time you see it, what happens? You freeze. You go, shoot, now what do I do? So that's kind of the whole thing about the Algo optimizer, looking at profits and trades over time and not missing these moves, or at least being able to say, well, maybe I missed the move, maybe I can track this and piggyback that trade. Since the stop is here, I'll just jump in on that trade. So that's why we have a lot of community. As you can see, our community are making a lot of really nice posts there as far as what we're doing. So our stock trading is doing pretty well. Our newsletter is just off the charts this year. As you know, our numbers are going to just probably exceed a cumulative. And I mean, I know this is 10 to 1 or the other. We're very transparent in all the trades that we take in our weekly newsletter. Very transparent. I mean, how many people update performance every single week? I do, because I want clients to know they can trust the analysis and the work, and that you can see relative performance. So this year, just no reason to take. In fact, the irony is that the probably out of all of this entire year, the only shorts we've taken, most of them have been losers. In fact, 2 of them have been in bonds. So we'll probably give that one more. But look, manageable, 2% risk, 2% risk. And so if the trade doesn't work, get out. Options, off the chart. And some of these trades, they're hedges, right? So we're long GE stock, and we got GE as a put. So we've locked in a profit on GE. We're long at 10. We bought an 11 put when a stock was at 11.60. Instead of getting a stop, we used the options as it was designed for equities. If you want to see results like this, and I mean from a true leader in the market, come join our trading room. It doesn't make sense why you wouldn't want to capitalize on what we do here, both in stocks, options, and day trading in the futures with such a powerful program. Anyway, I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, give me a thumbs up. I hope I've given you something to sink your teeth into. And I'll leave you with this. I think we've got the IWM upside target here. I don't think we stop here, by the first week of January, I'm thinking we've got an IWM. We're going to see a print to where we fell off last year in October. And if I may bring this in a weekly chart, I think that's the major resistance that we get right up to what we call a person's last conditional change. That's the PPS sell signal, and the market is already in a breakout mode. That's why we were long the 59.66 call spread, and we're more than likely going to add to that trade into maybe middle of next week, by the way. So just to give you some insights there. I think you've got a test coming right up into this 169, 170, and then we'll see where we go from there. Thanks for listening, and I hope that illustrated the power between when do you want to use the PMC indicator. And as you can see right here, the relative strength has been improving. Even though it's negative, it's been improving as the trade is moving on, and we're more than likely going to start to see the Russell show outperformance relative to the S&Ps like it did way over here. So when that occurs and that fires off and you get strong volume, boy, that's a great sign that we're going to see more upside in the market. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found value out of today's video. And at least follow up with the trades and the positions that we were in that we shared with you at the beginning of the week. Once again, those positions were, as I stated, time to rotate into energy. Big move here in XOP. Wonderful move and great move here in ConocoPhillips. Thanks for listening, guys.